Okay, students, now we'll move on to the next topic, that is tissues in plants and animals. You know what are tissues? Tissues are the group of cells coordinated together to form a common function that is called as tissue. Now, plants and animals, they contain various types of tissues in their body. So, study of tissue is called as histology. Study of tissue is called as histology. Histology is study of tissue. Let us see which are the different types of tissues found in plant first. Plant tissues. Plant tissues. Plant tissue. Plant tissues are broadly divided into two categories or two groups. They are meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, these are the two types of tissue found in plants. Now, permanent tissues are again classified as simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, permanent tissue. Permanent tissue again classified as simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Under simple permanent tissue, there are three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Three types of simple permanent tissue. Under complex permanent tissue, only two, I'll write here: xylem and phloem. These two are complex permanent tissue. Let us study one by one. First of all, meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue are the tissue, or the meristematic cells are the cells which has the capacity to divide. It can undergo division. They have the capacity to divide. And where are they found? They are found in such part of the plant where the division or the growth take place. Like one or two example, we call apical meristem. Apical meristem. These tissues are present at the tip of the root, tip of the stem, tip of the leaf, so that tip always grows because they are the cell divides. So apical meristem. Second one, intercalary. Intercalary. They are present at the nodal and the internodal region, which is responsible for elongation of the plant body. Third one, lateral meristem. Lateral, they are found in the girth of the plant body, which is responsible for increase in the thickness of the stem. That is lateral. These two are responsible for increase in the length of the plant body. Lateral meristem is responsible for increase in the thickness of the plant body. So this all together forms meristematic tissue. Coming to permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, once they divide, after certain period it gets matured, or we call differentiated. It gets differentiated and lose the property of division, and then we call them as permanent tissue. Once they lose the property of division, or when they undergo differentiation, or when they get matured, at that time we call them as permanent tissue. permanent tissue based upon the number of cells. If it is made up of only one type of cells or one type of tissue, we call them as simple permanent tissue. If it is made up of more than one type of cells together, we call them as complex permanent tissue. Now we will see the simple permanent tissue. In that first one, parenchyma. In that, the first one, parenchyma. It is one of the simplest tissue present in plant body, which looks somewhat like this. I will try it. This is parenchyma. They are made up of very thin thin cell membrane. This is one point. Second point, they are very loosely arranged with spaces in between, with gap, and these gaps are called as intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces, second point. And third point, generally they are found in the soft part of the plant body. They are present in the soft part of the plant body, like leaf, young stem, seed, fruit. In such soft part of the plant body they are found. Coming to their function, they can store food and water. Storage. They can store food and water. So storage is one of the best function of parenchyma. Third one, sometimes parenchyma tissue contains chlorophyll in it, and then we call that parenchyma as chlorenchyma. I repeat once again, sometimes this parenchyma tissue contains chlorophyll in it and we call it as chlorenchyma. And what is the function? You can guess now. It can participate in the process of photosynthesis. Fourth one. Some parenchyma contains air spaces. Most of the plant living in water, aquatic plant, it contains air spaces, and at that time we call that parenchyma as erenchyma. Same like chlorenchyma, erenchyma. And what is its function? It provides buoyancy to the plant body that lives in aquatic condition. So I repeat once again, in case of parenchyma, they occur in very soft part of the plant body. Main function, storage of food and water. If it contains green pigment, it is called as chlorenchyma. That is chlorophyll if it present, chlorenchyma, and it participates in the process of photosynthesis. Erenchyma if it contains air space in aquatic plant that provides buoyancy. They are loosely arranged with intercellular spaces. The membrane and the cell wall is quite thin compared to other cells, and they are the most simple type of tissues found in case of plant. Next, we will move on to another tissue, that is after parenchyma, collenchyma. After parenchyma, the next tissue is collenchyma. Collenchyma, it occurs along with the parenchyma always, because parenchyma occurs in soft part of the plant body. So wherever parenchyma is present, to that part mechanical support is needed, flexibility is needed, and that is given by Collenchyma. So collenchyma always occurs along with the parenchyma. In collenchyma, the wall is thickened. Due to the presence of pectin and all that, the wall is thickened wall. See. Thickened wall. Okay. And main function of the collenchyma is to provide mechanical support. Mechanical support. Since the wall is thickened, they are closely arranged without intercellular spaces. No intercellular spaces. Without intercellular spaces. So this is about collenchyma. So one thing always you should remember, parenchyma always occurs along with the collenchyma.